Spotify responds to Drake's UMG legal action, blasting false claims and demanding dismissal. So, the rapper claims Spotify helped UMG boost Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us by Spotify now says the action is subversion and the legal system and never should have been filed. So, obviously, most of you guys know Wagwan with Drake suing Kendrick's label for the Not Like Us track and how it was kind of bolstered and boosted. Obviously, even me myself as a big Drake fan, I can say maybe it's not the best look for him optics-wise because it looks like he's kind of suing Drake for losing a battle, even though he's not suing Drake. But in terms of his career, in terms of setting the music industry right and for him to get his just desserts in terms of his monies and stuff, I'm all for it. And weirdly enough, this lawsuit, although it's going to hurt Drake's legacy and it's going to make him look like a bitch and it's going to make him look like he couldn't take the L gracefully, in the end, it will inevitably end up helping more artists than hurting them. Even if he ends up settling out of court, because it will change fundamentally how labels report certain things and what they do and what they think they can get away with. So eventually it'll put more money in artists' pockets, but he has to take the lashings. And I guess Spotify now has clapped back and said, you know what? You are lying. So let's read the article. Spotify is firing back at Drake's accusation that the streamer helped Universal Music Group artificially boost Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, claiming the allegations are false and blasting the rapper's legal action as a version of the normal judicial process. The new filing is the first response to a petition filed last month in which Drake accused UMG and Spotify of illegal schemes involving bots, payola, and other methods to pump up Lamar's song, a track that savagely attacked Drake's amid an ongoing feud between the two stars. In a motion filed on Friday, in Manhattan, the court, the streaming giant says it has found zero evidence to support the claims of a bot attack and flatly denies that it struck any deal with UMG. That's the thing though, they don't ever do direct deals. It's always done through somebody else. But it's just funny that they're saying that could not be the case when the whole platform, the whole appeal of Spotify is that they can make or break careers. If you have your track on certain playlists, if you have your tracks on in a certain order on a playlist, a certain position, it can dramatically increase the potential of your track becoming successful and it changing your life, really and truly, and also elevating you as an artist and putting you in front of people's eyes that you probably would have never put in front of. So the fact that you can't then use that nefariously is dumb, because that's a legal thing that you can do on playlists. So to say that you can't use that in nefarious ways to kind of help yourself is also dumb. And we also all got ears. We know how much Not Like Us was getting shoved down our throats. And at some point, it did feel a little bit coordinated. It did feel a little bit intentional. It did feel a little bit payola-ish. It's the game, but calling it out isn't wrong. It's the game. Everyone does it, don't get me wrong. But calling it out and saying that they purposely did it to kind of fuck you over makes a lot of sense. I get it. The only thing that's annoying about it, in my point of view, is that I think Not Like Us is such a sick record. The beat itself, it just makes you want to fucking, you know what I mean? It's fucking hard, right? It's really a shame they didn't let it just be an organic hit. It goes to prove that across the board, everyone's buying views, everyone's using bots, which I probably should have used in the beginning too, because maybe that would have helped me in my streaming. I probably would have been a fucking millionaire by now if I fucking inflated my things and made it look a certain way. Everyone does it. Everyone does it across the board now. And I think in general, it makes sense that the bigger you are, the more you should use bots and things and buy fake views, because people already assume you're big anyway. People assume you're fucking, you're killing it. So if you buy views and you buy plays, no one's going to suspect anything. People are less prone to suspect Post Malone is buying views, or fucking, what's her name? Sabrina Carpenter, right? Or Travis Scott, than they are some minor person or like a small person. An up-and-coming artist. You're going to be looked at a little bit more, you're going to be looked at with a bit more scrutiny. That's the only concerning thing about it, is that now even our elite artists can't just put out songs. In order to get a song to really pop, you have to kind of buy views and shit. That's the only disappointing thing. Continuing on, the predicate of petitioner's entire request for discovery from Spotify is false, the company's lawyer says. Spotify and UMG have never had any arrangement. Beyond denying the allegation, the filing repeatedly criticizes Drake for going to court in the first place, calling his claims a conspiracy and far-fetched. Come on, man, a conspiracy, really? 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 Come on, people. Speculative and questioning why Spotify, a stranger to the long running of feud between Drake, is even involved. Spotify, why am I even involved? Spotify also criticized Drake for the way in which he brought the claims to court, not as a fully fledged lawsuit, but as an unusual pre-action petition aimed at demanding information. The company accused Drake of using that extraordinary procedure because allegations are too flimsy to pass muster in an actual lawsuit and would have to be quickly dismissed. Nah. He's dotting his I's, he's crossing his T's. He's got that. If it's not true, provide the evidence. Provide the evidence, clear your name, and then keep it moving. They don't want to provide the evidence because they know it's, because again, like, I don't have an issue with it. I don't have an issue with playlists being used the way they are, but to say that it's conspiratorial to think that you can also use playlists to kind of inflate one song's performance is fucking insane. It's an insult to everyone's intelligence. Like, come on, bro. Come on now. It's big business. We know it is. It continues. What petitioner is seeking to do here is to bypass the normal pleading requirements and obtain by way of pre-action discovery that which would be only entitled to seek where it survived a motion to dismiss. This subversion of the normal judicial process should be rejected. You know what's really funny too? If you really think about it, this lawsuit, although it's going to help everybody, or this like petition, it's mainly just to line Drake's pockets. He wants to fucking know for sure what the deal is so that he can negotiate better terms for himself with these labels. That's what he wants to know. He wants to know what dirty game they're playing, what's going on, so that he has more information and more whatever under his belt so he can be in a better position or stronger position to negotiate when it comes to renegotiating his deal. That's basically what it is. And it sounds like they don't want to give him that information because they don't want to eventually have to pay him the money he would have to be paid. That would make sense. That's essentially what's going on here. That's what it feels like anyway. In a statement to Billboard later on Friday, Drake's team from the law firm Wilkie Farr and Gallagher said, it's not surprising that Spotify is trying to distance themselves from UMG. Allegedly manipulative practices to artificially inflate streaming numbers on behalf of one of the other artists. If Spotify and UMG have nothing to hide, then they should perfectly be fine to comply with this basic discovery request. Exactly. They don't want to though, do they? They don't fucking want to. Drake went to court last month accusing UMG of violating the Racketeering Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, the federal RICO statute often used against organized crime. He accused Spotify of participating in a scheme by charging reduced licensing fees in exchange for recommending songs to users. A day later, he filed a similar action in Texas, suggesting that UMG had legally defamed him by releasing the song, falsely accusing him of being a sex offender. The legal action represents a remarkable twist in the high-profile beef between the two stars, blah, 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 blah. So let's see how it plays out. But I think Drake will definitely win this one eventually, probably settle out of court and get a fat bag, a fat fucking bag. And I'm all for it.